Grammy CEO reacts to BTS boycott. Fans are furious. Okay, the Grammys have now responded to BTS, and instead of ending the controversy, their reaction may have made the entire discussion even bigger. After all, 7 BTS members shared that they would not submit their music for the 2027 Grammy Awards. Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. reportedly said he was disappointed by the decision. The Academy continues to defend its new category, Best Asian Pop Music Performance, as an additional opportunity for Asian artists, rather than a way of separating them from the major awards. But BTS and many fans clearly do not seem convinced. Before we continue, follow and subscribe for more BTS, Blackpink, and K-pop news, reactions, and discussions. Because this story is not just about one award category. It is about how Asian artists are treated by Western music institutions, and whether global music is truly being judged equally. BTS recently announced through their personal Instagram accounts that they would not submit their work for the 2027 Grammys. Their message was simple but powerful. They said they hoped music could be heard and loved for what it is, instead of being divided by region or language. That statement came shortly after the Recording Academy introduced Best Asian Pop Music Performance, a new category intended to recognize music connected to Asian markets, including K-pop, J-pop, and C-pop. On the surface, the new category sounds positive. Asian music has become one of the strongest forces in the global industry. K-pop artists dominate charts, sell millions of albums, fill stadiums, and influence fashion, dance, production, and pop culture worldwide. So creating another category may look like the Grammys are finally acknowledging something fans have been saying for years. Asian artists deserve far more recognition. The Recording Academy's position is that the category is not supposed to limit anyone. Asian artists are still technically allowed to compete in major categories, such as Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year. The new award is presented as one more chance to win, not a replacement for general recognition. But that explanation does not really solve the concern. The problem is not whether Asian artists are officially allowed to enter other categories. The problem is whether Grammy voters will now use this new award as an excuse to keep them out of the biggest ones. Once a separate category exists, it becomes very easy for people to say they already have their own place, and BTS has every reason to be skeptical. The group has already received several Grammy nominations, performed at the ceremony, and brought enormous global attention to the show. Every time BTS appears, millions of fans watch, react, and discuss the Grammys online. Yet BTS has still never won as a performing group. So when the Academy suddenly creates a category specifically for Asian pop, many fans do not see it as complete equalities. They see it as the Grammys finally creating a space where BTS can win without being treated as direct competition to Western pop stars. That difference matters. BTS is not asking for a special trophy because they are Korean. They are asking for their music to be treated as global pop music. Their message is not that Asian music should receive less recognition. Their message is that Asia is not one genre. Korean, Japanese, and Chinese pop come from different countries, languages, industries, and musical traditions. Putting all of them into one category, simply because they come from Asia, risks turning an entire continent into one label. That is why the Academy's response has not convinced everyone. Good intentions do not automatically guarantee a good result. A category can be created in the name of inclusion and still become another barrier. It can offer visibility while also quietly limiting where artists are expected to compete. The real impact will not be visible in the category description. It will be visible in future nominations. Will Asian artists continue to appear in Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year? Will voters judge their work by the same standards as American and British artists? Or will Best Asian Pop Music Performance become the main place where they are expected to stay? BTS has apparently decided not to wait for that answer. Their decision came before the nominations and before the ceremony. They are not protesting because they lost. They are not attacking another winner. They are refusing to participate in a system they believe is classifying their music in the wrong way. That makes the boycott much more powerful. BTS may have had one of their strongest chances yet to win a Grammy. Their comeback received enormous attention. Their global influence remains massive, and the new category could have created a direct path to a trophy. The easiest option would have been to submit everything, accept the nomination, and possibly win. Instead, they chose to walk away. That means they are willing to lose the award in order to protect the principle behind their message. And this is why so many fans are proud. For years, people asked when the Grammys would finally give BTS the recognition they deserved. Now the conversation has changed completely. People are asking whether BTS even needs the Grammys anymore. That is a huge shift in power. BTS no longer looks like a group waiting for a Western institution to validate them. The Grammys now look like an institution that has to explain why one of the biggest groups in the world does not want to participate. The Recording Academy benefits enormously from BTS. The group brings ratings, headlines, engagement, and global attention. Their fans turn every appearance into one of the biggest cultural moments of the ceremony. But BTS does not need a Grammy to prove that they are successful. They have already broken records, sold out stadiums, and built one of the most influential fan communities in music history. That does not mean awards have no value. Recognition still matters. But there is a difference between wanting recognition and accepting it under any conditions. BTS appears to be saying that a trophy is not meaningful enough if they first have to be placed into a continental category. Of course, not everyone agrees with the boycott. Some people believe the new category could help smaller Asian artists who would otherwise receive no Grammy attention at all. That argument is fair. BTS is powerful enough to reject the Grammys, but a less established K-pop, J-pop, or C-pop artist might see the category as an incredible opportunity. A nomination or victory could introduce them to a much larger audience. So the category itself may not be completely negative. It could create real opportunities. But that only works if it exists alongside fair recognition in the major categories. It becomes a problem if it turns into the only place where Asian artists are taken seriously. That is what the Recording Academy now has to prove. Statements about inclusion are not enough. The nominations over the next several years will show whether the category opens another door or simply creates a separate room. BTS has already made its position clear. They do not want music to be divided first by language and geography. They want it to be judged as music. And whether someone agrees with the boycott or not, the decision has already forced the Grammys to respond. That alone shows how much influence BTS now has. They are no longer quietly waiting for approval. They are setting boundaries for how they want their work to be recognized. And judging by the reaction online, many armies are not treating this as a lost Grammy opportunity. They are treating it as a victory of principle. So what do you think? Was the Recording Academy's response convincing? Is Best Asian Pop Music Performance a genuine additional opportunity? Or could it become a way to separate Asian artists from the biggest awards? And did BTS make the right decision by walking away? Share your opinion in the comments and follow and subscribe for more BTS, Blackpink, and K-pop news.